Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Geek Dad Reports Comics You Crave. I'm Brian West.
And I'm Ryan Collins.
And tonight we have a new comic from Image Comics, Unnatural, #1.
Yes. So this comic, we got an early review of it, thanks to our good friends at Image Comics. We love you guys.
You guys are the best.
This one actually doesn't come out until July 4th. You can get it on digital and on print for $3.99. And this is rated M for mature.
Yes.
And the writer, artist, and the cover, he does everything.
The M is for some very suggestive content and nudity. So if you're wondering if you should let your kid read this, or I don't know. If you're okay with pig lady boobs, then maybe don't let your younger children. I would suggest older children only reading this. Yeah, and by older, I mean 18.
I'm just going to say, I'm okay with pig lady boobs. And the one that drew it is Mirka Andolfo. So if I got your name wrong, please tell me how to phonetically say it.
Ryan enjoys getting people's names wrong, so...
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's basically... kind of summarizes about a pig girl. Yes, so basically there are animals instead of people. So basically,
the best way to think of this comic before you go into it is if you've ever seen Zootopia, which most of us have, think of that world but way sexier in like a weird Republican nightmare. Well, a nightmare run by Republicans.
Yeah, it's the thing about taking like some of like the really bad political stuff.
Yes.
That is happening today, but make it in Zootopia and crank up the sexiness to like 100.
A world where there's a lot of propaganda about marrying the right people and don't marry interracially and interspecially and don't marry people of the same sex, and we're going to take away your rights and we're going to force you into marriages and we're going to control everything you do, and if you don't do it, we're going to tax the shit out of you. There is a lot of political undertones in this. So if you are somebody who do not like political messages in your comic books, this may not be for you. I, however, really enjoyed it. I liked how they took something very different of anything I've ever read before and was able to kind of interweave it with some of the issues we have currently today in today's world.
Yes.
But this is all animal people. So when we're talking about some of the things going on, there's like pig girls and squirrel girls and goat men, and like I said, it's Zootopia, but with kind of sexy pig ladies.
And a little more modern.
Yeah, very, very modern.
Kind of slightly realistic, I would say.
So they have cell phones. It's definitely the modern world in this, but... Yeah.
And I'm just going to start with the artwork was extremely well done.
This is your first page.
Yeah, the first page, when I started looking like all right, I'm down for the rest of this just by looking at that first page.
I'm gonna skip through the nudity part so we don't get banned on YouTube.
We don't want to get
here's
takedown.
This is the artwork of one of the commercials where they're explaining why you should marry the right person and not somebody that you love or that's different than you.
Yeah, so I think the story was really well done. Being what it was, it definitely was something new and refreshing.
Well, yeah, and I really liked how this whole story kind of revolves around this dream that the girl's having, and you can see right here, she's having this. Yeah. She's having this. This is our main character right here, Pig Girl. She is having dirty, sexy dreams about a wolf man, as you can see right here, who's a big strapping wolf man. You can take all the innuendos as you like.
Her name is Leslie. Her name is Leslie, by the way.
Yeah, sorry, not Pig Girl. Leslie, she's dealing with the world around her. She's single. In this story, when you hit a certain age, you have to become married, or you have to be assigned to somebody who you can genetically reproduce with. Because if you have interspecies love, you cannot have babies that way. So. The government is very much trying to push people together so they can continue to populate the world, and the government is very restrictive as far as reproduction and who you can be with, who you can't be with, and they do these laws, they enforce these laws by heavy taxation. So we get the first episode we get a very good. I was there's a lot of detail in the first episode, a lot of world building where you really find out the world that they live in, the toll that being single and deciding you don't want to do what the government tells you takes on you in this world. And it's all interlaced with this feeling of this girl. Like I said, Leslie, she's having these dreams of this man that she wants to be with, this wolf man that she wants to be with. And, and there's something going on. She's being watched. There's a lot of I'm very excited to see where the story goes, honestly. I think there's some, there's a
lot of stuff that's brewing under the surface.
Yes.
That we just can't see yet. Mm-hmm. But you know it's there, and it gets to a point where it's like you're saying, it's like you're seeing the tip of the iceberg, and you just want to find out what's underneath.
Well, and I really liked, like I said earlier, I really enjoyed how how this is able to touch on a lot of current events and feel very relative. Feel very like it feels very much. Important in things that are going on right now, right? It feels very relative to the world we live in without being the world we live in. It's a very fantastical world of people who are animals and a government that doesn't control us. We don't have a government that controls us the way this government does, but it touches base and it makes you feel like this isn't that far. Like, this isn't that far out of the realm of possibilities, right?
We're only a couple steps away from that.
Yeah, we're not too far, so you kind of get a little bit of a apocalyptic feel to this to an extent, but I very much enjoyed it. It was something very different. I've never read anything like this, and I'm still not sure how I feel about this because they made a pig girl really sexy. And like the first few pages, you're scrolling through and you're like, "Hey, this is kind of a sexy comic," and then you're like, "Wait a minute, does this girl have a tail?"
Reading, like, it's a comic book, and she kind of like raised an eyebrow at me. I'm like, it's for the show.
I'm kind of understanding now all these people that I've known in my life who had this weird Miss Piggy fetish because this comic definitely buys into that.
Yeah, and if you like to see two hams on a ham lady.
And I feel like maybe I've judged the furry community a little too harshly because there's some sexy animal people in this comic book that made me feel ways that probably are unnatural. Much like this comic. Maybe that's why this comic's called Unnatural, because when you look at the first few pages, you're going to have a very unnatural feeling somewhere.
Yes.
I don't know if this is the type of review that Image wants us to give.
This is probably not the review.
But I feel like it's very fitting for this comic book. Obviously, if you guys can't tell, me and Ryan both very much enjoyed Unnatural 1 very much, and kind of looking forward to seeing where it's going. So, like I said, if you've ever wanted to see what Miss Piggy would look like without a shirt on, this is the comic book for you.
Yeah, so here's my question for you. I'm thinking I'm going to wait until it comes out in trade. I feel like it's something that would be better as a collection than as doing every single issue. What is your thoughts on that?
I actually enjoyed the artwork a lot in this. I love the original style of it. I love how much it popped out. I love how much the whole story was just different. I like how it gave me a world that was completely different, but very much like our own. I kind of want to see how this unfolds in real time, so I actually would recommend picking up this comic book every month. If you enjoy something different, if you enjoy good artwork, and you got a little sexy fetish for sexy animal people, I would definitely check out Unnatural. I'm going to pick it up monthly. I think I'm going to check this one out on a monthly basis.
All right.
So there you go. Ryan thinks you should buy the trade. I say you pick it up every month, but both of us agree that Unnatural from Image Comics is definitely worth your time. You should definitely crave this comic. Get it when it comes out. When's it come out again?
July 4th. So definitely pick up the first issue and then decide if you want to go either the trade route like me or follow what Brian says and get it every single month. But it is definitely worth checking out.
And I can't think of a better way. I can't think of a better way to spend your Independence Day than seeing some hot pig lady on Wolfman action.
Think about it. Put it in that context. You are not American. If you do not read this comic book.
Yeah, check it out. It's a great comic. I think you guys will enjoy it. Unless you were like a hardcore Republican who doesn't like their comic books telling political stories, then you know what? You should definitely read this anyway. It's for you.
It's not that political. I mean,
it's pretty political.
They play around the edges, I think, more.
Anyway, check it out. It's for everybody. Read it. It's good.
Yes.
Until next time, everybody, Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the flip side.
Yeah, read more comic books.
Stay awesome.